Hello my friends from the internet. This is Survive with Knife here. I just thought that I would do a video on my EDC and the system that I've developed with it. Actually, the reason that I'm doing this is because I've been watching a lot of EDC videos on YouTube, and some of them are well done and well thought out. However, some of them I find it really hard to believe that they're actually carrying all these items on their person all the time. Some of these guys basically are carrying a machete in their back pocket and an AR-15 down their right leg, and we just know that that's not in reality happening. So what I've done for myself, and the reason I've done this for myself, and I've been utilizing this system for quite some time now, almost a year, I would say. As I developed a system for myself was because, like probably many of you, I was not very consistent in carrying some of these items here. And so what I've kind of done, and I'll kind of go through what I've done to help me do a better job at this. So first of all, obviously standard carry items at the top underneath number one header there. You see that wallet, keys, phone, watch, paracord, bracelet. Okay, those items are no different than any other Joe Blow, out on the street. Everybody carries a wallet. Everybody carries keys. Now this one here, I do have a self-defense lanyard on it, which I can deploy as a non-lethal self-defense tool. And I do have a light on here, but it, overall, it's basically what anybody out there carries. A lot of people do carry a watch. I carry a watch, a gift from my wife, so I like to wear that. Use it also as a with the sun. You can use it as a compass and a directional piece. And obviously my paracord bracelet here, and my phone. I have to carry my phone, and sometimes carry my Bluetooth headset with that. These items, though, are not the ones I'm going to talk about today. Those mandatory, I have to carry those. No option. And that's almost how it is for anybody. Almost everybody carries those 5 items and always carries them. Anybody does in the street. Now, where I differ, and probably some of you differ from the normal, is that we carry some additional items on us. Practicing, for example, our Second Amendment in carrying a firearm, which is the next item that I carry. And I always carry, or primarily carry, I should rephrase that, my Glock 27 right here. And yes, for you safety Nazis out there, this gun is loaded. There is one in the pipe. And if you think in some way this gun could harm you, I wish I could shoot you through this video. So here we go, Glock 27. Loaded up with 40 cal self-defense ammunition, and I often carry an extra magazine, probably 90% of the time. That is the only part of this firearm system that I consider to not be mandatory. And then that's my sticky holster. That's what I've been using. I've tried some other holster options, but I'm really liking the sticky holsters because of the kind of the flexibility it gives me, with the fact that I can, usually I do inside the waistband at about the, since I'm left-handed, I draw at about the 9:30 position to 10 o'clock position, and what makes that very nice is it makes it so I can quickly move this holster even to a pocket if I so need, and there's no belt clip to get in the way. And I've actually had no problem with these. I regularly practice my draw, and I practice at the range, and I've never had the holster deploy with the gun. And reholstering the gun also is not a problem. It stays fairly rigid, and I can reholster very easily without any problem. So that is my primary firearm that I do carry. However, since I've tried to develop myself a system, there there it is, DB380. This here is my backup to my Glock 27. Now, I don't carry these together. This is my alternate carry. If I am wearing attire that does not accommodate carrying the larger Glock 27, even though the Glock 27 is not that large of a gun, if my attire does not accommodate carrying that gun, instead I carry the DB380. However, as you see, a firearm is mandatory to me, so I will always carry a gun. Now I also, have a backup, a 357 in my vehicle. I'll turn that phone off. But these are the two weapons right now, as of today, that I am carrying on myself. And at no point in time, whether I'm a computer engineer, so depending on sometimes I do have to dress up to meet customers and clients, have to wear a suit or dress pants. If that's the case, I'm still going to be carrying at least my Diamondback 380 at a minimum. And I also have a sticky holster with that. Deploy the gun the exact same way, unless of course I can't carry it inside the waistband, and then I opt for carrying it in the front pocket or the back left pocket, of which I practice with also. So practice, if you are going to carry a firearm, be a responsible citizen. Practice with it on a regular basis. Make sure you're proficient with it. That way it's just muscle memory if something does happen. So the next thing on my mandatory list, survivalist type carry items, is a knife, of course. And my primary knife is my zero tolerance 350. Absolutely love this knife. This knife is phenomenal. I might do a review on that at some point. It is just, I absolutely love this knife. However, it's a big knife. So, in some cases, this is not, going to work for me, depending on where I'm at. But if you notice, once again, I have to carry a knife. So if this is not an option, I have quite a few knives, but the one I'm currently using as my backup for my 350 is the CRKT Drifter right here. Great little knife. I've taken the pocket clip off so that I can just drop this into my pocket so that the top is not exposed. I don't clip this to my pocket. This is in case I need to place this in my pocket where nobody can see that I'm carrying a knife. Dress pants, or maybe the inside pocket on a suit coat, but typically in the left pocket of my dress pants. Is going to be the CRKT Drifter. It comes out really fast, even though it's not an assisted opening. I do have the Kershaw Scallion and SOG Twitch, which are assisted openings, but I kind of, which are about the same size, which I do use, but I kind of like the, I don't know, I like this knife, so this is what I've been using. So there we go. That's my knife option. Now you see that I also require that I always carry a light. Okay. Well, my primary EDC carry light is the let's see there the Phoenix PD30. Great light, produces an amazing amount of light. 257 lumens or 260 lumens, incredibly bright. A couple things I don't like about it though. It does carry fairly high in the pocket. And it does, after some extended use, it does get fairly warm, I've noticed too. So, but I do like this light basically for the output. Another light that I carried prior to the Phoenix PD130, and I really can't say anything bad about this, is my Blue Line Nevo. You can see it has quite a bit of use. I still carry this sometimes. Actually, one of the reasons I carry it is simply because it's a deeper carry in my pocket. It does not stick out as far as the Phoenix. Now, I mean, it's about half the lumen output. It does about 120 lumens. However, it does have this really, which my Phoenix does not have, has this rotating magnifier basically here in the front, the bezel front here, that does intensify and narrow the beam down and widens it back up if you retract it. So really cannot say, you really can't go wrong with these Nevos. I mean, they're a great affordable option for most people, whereas the Phoenix is going to be that's more on the more expensive side, but this little Nebo, phenomenal little light, actually. Can't say anything bad about it. What I'm now using, though, is a light of that size simply may not be an option, once again, with what I'm carrying, but I have not given myself the option to not carry a light. So in that case, I've been carrying the 4.7's Preon. Great little light, 170 lumens at its highest setting. Has multiple different settings, which is it has a really low, which I don't remember the outputs offhand, but and a medium, and then the high 170 lumen output, which is it's pretty amazing for a light of this size. But this is my small option. Usually, if I go, I don't usually go any smaller than that. I do have a small mini mag, which I may use, doubtfully though, because usually this is small enough to go with whatever my attire is for that day. But the mini mag is there as an option if that doesn't work, because I don't make it optional to not carry a light. The next thing that I carry is I always carry a source of fire. Now, while I do prefer, once again, the Zippo, there's my Zippo. Love this thing. But, that may not always be an option. It's larger, it's heavier, and depending, once again, on my attire, that may not work. So, in that case, just go get yourself a little mini Bic. Carry it with you. You won't hardly feel it. If my pockets are getting too cluttered, I do always carry around my my neck. Let me actually get it off here. I do always carry a fire steel. This is always around my neck. However, if this is your only source of fire, works great when you're in the outdoors. I started many a fire with a fire steel. But if you just quickly want to melt some paracord or light a cigarette, gathering up twigs and tinder and using a fire steel is really ridiculous if all you need is a quick flame. So almost always I find a lighter in my pocket, this one or that one, based on my clothing system. The next thing here is multi-tool. Always have a multi-tool on me. Here's my little Bear Grylls small multi-tool. If I'm not carrying this one, if I can opt for the larger thing option, I will go with the Leatherman Blast as my larger option, depending on the attire. So basically, what it comes down to, if I'm dressed up and wearing dress clothes, I'll go with the DB380, multi-tool, my CRKT drifter, the Bic, and the Preon. And there we go. There's my firearm, knife, light, fire, and my multi-tool. And I'm not compromising. So that is why I've developed this system, and I suggest that you do the same, or you're going to be in the same situation that I've been in the past, where my firearm was simply too big, so I didn't carry it. And that's really not an option. If we're going to exercise our Second Amendment and defend our own lives and our families' lives, we need to always carry, because I've heard the slogan out there: if you're not always prepared, you're never prepared. So it's a good motto to keep in mind. So develop yourself a system. You don't have to use the one I'm using, but just develop yourself a system and stick to it. I don't compromise from this. I always, in all cases, will be carrying a firearm. Okay, I'll keep on here on part 2.